tall, talented Pat Ewing was thought to be headed for Boston College. Instead, he enrolled at Georgetown. And tonight, for the first time, Pat Ewing comes home to play for Georgetown against Boston College. And the BC fans are ready. ESPN, your #1 source for sports, presents college basketball. Live from Roberts Center, Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts, it's the Hoyas of Georgetown versus the Eagles of Boston College. This game is brought to you by Datsun, who invite you to see all the exciting Datsun cars and trucks at your Datsun dealer today. And by Converse. In every sport, reach for the stars. Converse is the official athletic shoe of the 1984 Olympic Games. Some say this game could sell out Boston Garden, but they're here at Roberts Center on the campus of Boston College where only 4,400 can be jammed in. And I think they must do it with crowbars. It is a media event. Welcome home, they say, Pat Ewing. But the fans here who are on break, no school, have come back to watch this game and Pat Ewing. Hello, I'm Jim Simpson, along with Bill Rafferty. And Bill, I know you've dealt with pressure and all of the boys you've coached. But what about this young man? First of all, they wanted him to stay in Boston. They wanted him to come here. He did not. I was here a year ago. He came in. He'd already said, I'm going to Georgetown. He got booed. Well, tonight he's back, and he plays.
I don't think it'll be an awfully warm welcome this evening. He knocked the Bruins, the Celtics, and the Red Sox off the front page of the Boston Globe. That's an incredible feat in itself. I think the crowd will be involved in the game. I don't think they'll give Patrick the warmest of welcomes.
All right, what about the pressure?
I think he can handle it. I think John Thompson, of all the coaches in the league, knows what big people have to go through, knows the problems that can be created by the media, and can handle it best. I think the young man's been through a lot already. I think he can handle it. I look for an outstanding performance from Patrick.
All right. In the meantime, we're going to come back and talk about the smaller men, the guards of both clubs.
You're going to put 35 pizzas in the back of a truck in the rain? Nope. Inside my Datsun King cab.
The roomy, rugged Datsun King cab. It's the only compact pickup with over 9 cubic feet of space behind the seats.
You'll love the anchovies.
Datsun King cab, the pickup with a trunk inside.
From one club customer to another, we are driven.
I'm Julius Irving. People call me Dr. J because of how I operate. For 20 years, I've been making my rounds in these, Converse. Light on the fast break, strong when you go to set a pick, and in rebounding, no shoe protects you better than Converse. So when people ask me for my advice on how to improve their game, I always say,
take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
In every sport, on every field, on every court, reach for the stars. Converse.
When you're hungry for real excitement, munch. When you're hungry for fast action, munch. With Odyssey's new KC Munchkin video game, it's eat or be eaten as you chase through mind-boggling mazes, gobbling up points. And when you're hungry to step up the challenge, punch. Odyssey's computer keyboard lets you program a myriad of mazes all your own. Nobody else's maze game does that. KC Munchkin, available now. Program.
I have a horrible headache and it hurts here.
Would you try extra strength Tylenol? You can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription.
I would prefer to find out for myself.
Well, look at the difference in the amount of medicine in the leading pain relievers.
Extra strength Tylenol has more medication. I still would like to know how it works on me. I'm very, very pleased. My headache's gone and extra strength Tylenol did it. I feel great.
Try extra strength Tylenol, aspirin-free, and you can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription.
I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but they call Eric Floyd Sleepy Floyd. Well, some people say, how can you put up with a name like Sleepy? He said, by the time I become a lawyer, I'll be Eric Floyd. But he's Sleepy Floyd, and he's a high scorer.
Well, it's a misnomer, as you know. He's very active, very exciting, great in the open floor. When he shoots 50%, Georgetown normally wins.
And, of course, that is Hoyer's outstanding guard. And now Boston College has a man who was a player of the year in the Big East last year, also a guard, also crosses in 25 to 30, and that's John Bagley.
Well, John Bagley's a great open field runner with the dribble. Can penetrate, does an awful lot of great things for this club. Player of the year, an outstanding talent. A lot of people think a great pro body.
The smaller guards going to win it for him, or the big men like you are going to win it for him?
Well, the guards have to get it to the right place, and then the big guys have to do their job. It takes both.
I tell you, it is not the temperature, it's the humidity. It is not the game, it's the atmosphere, and they're wild here. And we'll come back to Robert Center on Boston College in just a moment. Look out, man, here we come.
There's a fine white wine that's great with America's favorite foods. Crisp, light, delightfully dry. Its European charm goes with seafood and Sausalito or Texas beef. New Orleans Creole or Southern Fried. Blue Nun, the delicious imported premium white wine.
Blue Nun goes anytime, any place with anything. Blue Nun goes everywhere. Blue Nun.
The Hilton's right across the street. We'll meet
Let's meet back at the Hilton at 8.
Meet you at the Hilton at half. I'm over at the Hilton. Come over.
5 minutes to get to the Hilton.
I'm at the Hilton.
Let's walk over to the Hilton. I'll meet you later at the Hilton.
You know the Hilton's got the best steak in town.
See you at the Hilton.
And you can reach me at the Hilton. Just call me at the Hilton, and we'll get down to your business right away.
When American business hits the road, American business stops at Hilton, America's business address.
Frank Langley, Boston College, class of 1931. Kathleen Baker, Boston College, class of 1981. He graduated from a small college. She from a university comprised of 4 undergraduate schools and colleges, and 4 schools awarding advanced degrees. His 252 classmates were men. Half of her 2,000 classmates were women. He went home each evening after classes. She, like 6,000 fellow students, lived on a 110-acre suburban campus. There is something Frank and Kathleen share, however. Both earned degrees centered upon a core curriculum, comprised of science, literature, philosophy, and theology, integral elements in a 400-year-old Jesuit tradition of liberal arts education. Frank would certainly have trouble recognizing today's BC. In many of Kathleen's classes, however, he would probably feel right at home.
For Georgetown this evening, Eric Smith, number 32, Mike Hancock, number 40, Patrick Ewing, number 33, Eric Floyd, 21, Fred Brown, number 20. And for Boston College, it'll be Quigley, number 20, Clark, 33, Murphy, 42, Bagley, the man who watched 54, and Dewan Chandler, who runs things from backcourt, is number 5. The officials tonight, Ed Badakowski, Fred Hickel, and Eugene Monge. And Georgetown controls, but stepping out of bounds with it is Eric Smith, and so it'll go over to Boston College.
That's an upset already with Boston College getting control of the tip.
That's Bagley, the man to watch, number 54, 6 feet tall. Murphy, the other side is Clark, and whistle underneath, and a foul against Boston College. I believe it's going to be on Bagley. It is on John Bagley.
Boston College runs against a man-to-man, a screening offense, picking low, and has a tendency to pick up some offensive calls.
Ball goes over to Georgetown. Eric Smith will toss it in. He's the man who leads in steals and second in assists. At 6'5", might make a great guard someday if he makes it to pro ball, but he's playing for John Thompson. And now he's been shifted to backcourt, and there's a long pass to Hancock. And then from outside, the shot is good by Fred Brown. 2-0. There's Chandler, number 5, 4,400. And remember, the students are on vacation. They've come back for this. Here's Bagley, loves to take it in, does no good. For the rebound is Patrick Ewing of nearby Cambridge, Massachusetts. Eric Smith and Chandler is pushing on him. And Chandler draws a foul, and Bill are becoming very aggressive. Bagley and Chandler are already picking up fouls.
On 2 trips down the floor, John Thompson has shown man-to-man a 1-3-1. Chandler and Bagley know they have to play well for BC to win, and of course they're trying to take it to the Georgetown guards.
Thus far, it has been a little frantic. There is Eric Sleepy Floyd. Georgetown, along with Villanova, 8-3 in the Big East, and Villanova's playing Providence tonight. Underneath, and that may be for Murphy reaching over the back. That's what it is. 3 fouls in the first 56 seconds of play.
BC plays an awful lot of zone, has started out in man-to-man, and picked up the 3 fouls. I would not want to play Patrick Ewing for an evening by myself.
Paper's already been thrown on the court. One of the spectators picked it up. The officials did not see it. That's Brown in backcourt along with Sleepy Floyd.
Let's hope that's all the officials missed tonight, Jim.
Ewing setting on a high post, now goes down to the baseline, and Floyd is loose for his first shot, in and out. And Bagley and teammate Chandler battle for the ball. Bagley comes down with it, still 2-0. First half, Boston College and its fans have been waiting for this one. There's Murphy, the big man far outside. Clark. Murphy again, not willing to take the shot. In. There's a double pump, and the ball is rejected by Ewing, who has 92 block shots now on the season, an all-time Georgetown record. Brown drives, feeds back out, over to Floyd on the side, gets it up and in.
The old record of block shots was held by Tom Skates, and that was 62, so Patrick's done it with plenty of games to spare.
91 before tonight, 92 now. Bagley brings it in the middle of everyone. This is what he loves to do, take it in. No good, and he's fouled on the way in by Floyd. First foul against Ahoya.
That was a break for BC, because if the referee didn't call it, I believe this was a charge at the end of the play. But they got Sleepy for reaching in here, as Bagley does what he does best, go to the hole.
And they say that that foul, of course, was before the shot, and therefore it's Boston College ball inbounds. Georgetown gets Missouri on Saturday at Tiny McDonough Gym in Washington, D.C. But this is a conference game. This is the one they want.
They will try and show Missouri the show me state.
Underneath the dunk by Jay Murphy. And again, paper all over the floor. And it's going to be that kind of night. They'll have to stop the game. We're liable to be here for a long while. John Thompson is yelling at the officials about how could you let this happen? You're supposed to control the home court.
John is looking for the technical foul. You can't blame him for looking for every edge. And I believe that that's the worst thing that happens tonight.
Bill, I don't know if you're giving us a portent of doom, but many more times they're going to have to call it technical. Well, the game we're going all night.
Absolutely, but I think it'll be a one-shot affair. I certainly hope so.
Smith goes in and knocks it in. Eric Smith, 9-point average. It is 6-2. Georgetown leads. They've led all the way. Jumping out in front on the Fred Brown basket. Bagley again. Gets it away. No good. And this time Shrigley is fouled.
I believe it was Patrick Ewing.
That's who it was. Ewing has fouled out 4 times this year. Picks up his first foul. And listen to the PA man whip up the crowd. And Ewing for the foul.
John Bagley is so creative in the open floor, showing great penetration as we had a shot of Tom Davis, who's won a few ball games in his coaching career.
Rich Shrigley, 62% shooter from the floor. Misses the first. Senior out of Nashua, New Hampshire. This is his 109th consecutive game that he has played for the BC Eagles. After the second half, it's 6-3. 3 minutes have not yet gone by, and the action has been frantic. Floyd into the corner. From there, Brown, or Hancock rather, takes the shot and has it. And now 4 of the 5 men, Bill, have scored.
Well, they all play so well with the ball, Georgetown. They all get in the flow of the game.
Bagley takes it all the way in, puts it up and in. 8-5. The only Georgetown man who has not scored is Pat Ewing.
Would you diagram that offense for me?
Floyd is walking with the ball. Belongs to BC. Don't bother to call me in my room tomorrow. I won't be able to hear you on the telephone after tonight. Take a couple of days for this to wear off.
I knew there'd be a lot of noise. This is Georgetown's #1 defense, a 2-3 zone.
Bagley, Chandler does not take the shot, gets it out to Clark, works it around to Shrigley. Georgetown in the zone. Right, I guess, to keep Bagley from penetrating the zone. Oh! Murphy was all by himself. Perfect bounce pass, and it went off his hands and out of bounds.
Very catchable, just a lack of concentration.
Ewing. Here's Freddie Brown. In the corner to Floyd. Bagley is on him. High score on high score. They're in a zone, Boston College now. Whoops. Almost dragged that back foot. Smith feeds out. And
on the pass off.
Charging foul on Eric Smith. That's his first. So the Eagles picked up 3 quick fouls, and Georgetown has come back with 3 fouls. 15:56 to go. Little to choose. Georgetown 8 and the Boston College Eagles 5.
For just $14,995, you can own a brand new special edition Cadillac. To celebrate Washington's birthday, the Dream Team is going all-American with this unique 1982 Patriot Coupe de Ville. Comes luxuriously equipped with numerous options, everything from electronic windows to 4-season climate control air conditioning. It's a car and a price worthy of a Patriot. Just $14,995 throughout our Washington's birthday sale. See the Patriot only at these Cadillac Dream Team dealers.
Introducing your other wine. New Taylor California Cellars Light Chablis. Perfect when you want something light tasting.
Perfect before dinner.
Your other wine. 25% fewer calories than our regular Chablis.
Only 53 calories a glass.
Dry, crisp, delicious.
What a perfect time for my other wine.
When you want something light tasting, try new Taylor California Cellars Light Chablis, Rosé, Rhine. Your other wine.
Perfect.
Later.
Don Bagley. Shown here on a drive, and this is why Bill Raftery says he can get in trouble.
He penetrates so well, but once in a while he does lose control. In this case, ended up with a great field goal, but he's always got the ball, therefore he's going to have some problems with it.
Leads the club in turnovers, something he'd rather not do. 92 turnovers, that's a great deal.
Well, when you have the ball and do so many things as well as he does, everybody's going to be looking for you. He is double-teamed frequently in the open floor, therefore does turn it over.
During the timeout in the first 4 minutes plus, there were no substitutions. Here's Bagley. Lloyd came out to the point as a setup in his zone.
Look who's at the top of the zone and sliding down. Patrick Ewing. Very imposing figure.
Chandler has had a few opportunities to shoot the ball, but has chosen not to. Buckley out to Bagley, and for Bagley from outside. 4 points for Bagley, 8-7, Georgetown. Double teaming, but across the way is Ewing, who gets the ball quickly to Brown. Into the corner, Hancock takes the easy shot. Nobody there, tipped up and in by Brown.
One of the top offensive rebounders for a guard in the Big East.
Also leads the club as an assist with 96. Ball off the foot, I believe, of Ewing. Belongs to Boston College. 15 minutes, 5 seconds to go. First half, 10-7 Georgetown in the darker or the blue uniforms.
When BC scores, they immediately put one of their big people right on the inbound pass. And in this gym, it's very tough to get the ball in.
4,400, and I can't believe there are that many here. In the corner to Shrigley. Shrigley just breaks the double team. Georgetown very aggressive on defense and maybe a little too aggressive as Hancock picks up his first personal foul. 4 now against the Hoyas, to 3 for Boston College.
John Thompson mixes it up defensively. Now he's showing a trap in the corner, and it's really stymieing BC.
Bagley brings it back up. Boston College really wants this. Georgetown feels they should have it, but a little fearful. They know what Boston College can do. They met once before this year. That was in Washington. And Georgetown won easily, 67-51. But back here at Roberts Center, different story. Wrigley not taking a shot, but Bagley passes back. Now Chandler has to. He's so far out and all by himself. Murphy goes to the basket. 10-9.
Right away, almost getting something out of the press. The big fellas, Murphy and Clark, challenging Ewing, present a new opening for Tom Davis.
All right, John Garris, 55, comes in. Michael Adams, 23, comes in for Boston College. Ewing, just toss it high and let Patrick take it. Eric Smith, some people thought he'd palm the ball. Tried to get the ball into Ewing, not there. The foul call, and it's called on the newcomer, 6'8" sophomore from Bridgeport, Connecticut, John Garris, number 55.
Personal on Garris.
And now Georgetown brings in the very, very quick Gene Smith, number 22.
Garris being called for holding here. I think he just got caught from behind a little bit.
Billy Martin also comes in as the ball is taken away by Michael Adams, the very quick man. It beats it. Whoa! They're going to call it. Let's see if they call it a foul or a basket.
I think I'd be begging for this basket. I can't blame. Good look-away pass by Michael Adams. Richie Shrigley going strong. And Patrick Ewing trapping it on the glass. I think I'd like to score that goal.
Well, they did not. So Shrigley will go to the foul line for 2. Second time he's been there, 1 for 2. The foul is on Sleepy Floyd. That's his second.
There isn't a whole lot of respect for opponents in a conference. Kids know one another. They're not afraid to play against a kid of Ewing's size.
Tie game at 10-all with 13:47. For the first time tonight, Boston College leads 11-10. Again, high to Ewing, who bats it back to Gene Smith. I guess when you're 7 feet tall, you can do a lot of things that others can't do on that basketball court.
It's easy to beat a press with an outlet that big.
Eric Smith in the far corner. Gene Smith takes the shot, however. In and out, no good. Battle for it. Eric Smith comes down with it.
I think Gene Smith is the one pure guard that John Thompson has. Does an awful lot of things for this club.
Floyd, no good. Garris knocks it away, and it's going to belong to Georgetown.
Sleepy Floyd has rushed his last 2 jump shots. When he's patient, gets his feet set, he's a devastating deep shooter.
And Gene Smith may be the quickest man on the floor. Some people might say Michael Adams of Boston College is, but Smith is very, very quick.
I thought you were the quickest man here, the way you got up from that dinner table when the check came.
Ball is taken in. That's Gene Smith, and he is going to be called with the charge. Well, let's count them up now. That is 6 against Georgetown, 4 against Boston College. Boston College leads 11-10, 12:59.
6 on the team.
Georgetown in the zone, but the Eagles have the lead and have the basketball. I tell you, the top-ranked teams have been getting their shares of scares. Garris goes up and is blocked away, and they're going to say it's good.
Now this one I like. Good, strong inside move by Garris and the baby hook. I thought that ball was still going up, Jim.
Well, you may have thought so, but the officials didn't, and that's what counts. So, 12:39 to go. First half, Boston College trailed most of the way, now lead 13-10.
Hey, champ, got a heavy beard? Get ready for a knockout of a shave. Introducing the Heavyweight, new Noxzema.
You get heavy cream, heavy moisturizers, a new protected formula, close, comfortable shaves.
For the roughest beard, take on the Heavyweight, new Noxzema, and your face comes out the winner.
Mention baseball or softball bats, and one name immediately comes to mind. It's been the bat of champions since 1884.
Now there's a new generation of Louisville Slugger aluminum bats. Bats that are light, colorful, and very powerful. From youth leagues to college ball, you'll find these new bats deliver all the performance you've come to expect from Louisville Slugger. After all, keeping you in power has kept us the bat of champions since 1884.
Thursday night, that's tomorrow night. I'll be joining Dick Vitale down in the Meadowlands for a doubleheader live here on ESPN. Nevada, Las Vegas against Iona at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 on the Pacific Coast. And then Notre Dame, which recently has knocked off Idaho and San Francisco against Seton Hall, which pulled a big surprise last night by dumping Connecticut. They're the two games, 7 and 9, here on ESPN. That's tomorrow, Thursday night, the 18th. Well, the surprise has already begun. Boston College leading Georgetown, obviously early going. Smith gets the ball into Smith. No relation. Here's Floyd on the wing. And there's Martin, one of the great freshmen. He misses, and I believe that Strigley is going to be called for a foul on Gene Smith. That will be the 5th foul against Boston College.
Eric Floyd making a nice pass to Billy Martin, and I would venture to say that next year Billy Martin's not going to miss too many of those.
Here's one of the 3 freshmen brought in with Ewing. The other's Anthony Jones, not yet in the ballgame, but you'll see him. Jones had 11 rebounds against Southern on Saturday. Most being a pure shooter.
Most programs would be happy with Jones and Martin.
Smith, no good off the front end. Going up and clearing the glass is Garris, the sophomore to Bridgeport, Connecticut. Well, now the Eagles can go up by 5, leading 13-10. Wrigley almost loses the ball. As Bagley triple teamed, and it's going to be Eric Smith, and that'll be a second. And that'll be the 7th foul, Bill. I think this is 1-1.
Both clubs are a little impatient defensively, trying to trap, trying to grab, reach, and make silly fouls, which are unlike both teams.
Brown comes in, meaning Fred Brown. And so does Anthony Jones. So does Brown, Gene Smith, Pat Ewing, Anthony Jones, and Bill Martin. So there are 3 freshmen in the Georgetown lineup at the moment. And Bagley, who's a 79% shooter at the line, 1-1.
There aren't many coaches that like to see 1-1 with 12 minutes remaining.
The way BC started out, you thought it was going to be BC that would be in the 1-1 situation against them. They got 3 quick fouls in less than a minute and have only fouled twice since.
I think the press has caused Georgetown to shoot a little faster than they would like.
15-10, Boston College. And Bagley has 6 points. Oh, Billy Martin is loose. What a move, and he's hacked as he goes in by Garris. And for John Garris, that'll be his 2nd quick foul.
Good chest pass to Billy Martin, holding off nicely. Garris trying to get a piece, reaching down and clobbering.
Billy Martin is a 61% free throw shooter. The freshman, 6'7", 190. But he'll get 2 here, and Georgetown is not yet in the 1-on-1 situation. Chandler's getting ready to come back in. Martin Clark getting ready to come back in for the Eagles. Martin takes a long time, doesn't he? And misses. Remember, it's his first time in this gym.
We saw a shot of Patrick Ewing with the undershirt underneath his uniform. And in the timeout, I noticed that he had a box of tissue, so he might be playing with the slight cold.
Martin back for his 2nd try. Chandler's playing center field in case there's a quick break. This is 2, and Garris has the rebound. Michael Adams bringing it down court. Chandler's in there. Clark is in there. Bagley's in there, and Garris.
BC playing with a much smaller lineup now with 3 guards in the ball game. Interesting.
Not only that, Tim O'Shea, a fine forward, is out with a knee injury. Not even suited up tonight. This is a game Georgetown is expected to win in most quarters. Garris takes it right in. Good, strong move by John Garris. 17-10.
This is not the typical Georgetown type of game. They'll get composure.
Martin puts it up, and it's tipped in by Ewing. Patrick Ewing's first basket of the night.
That was a pass, Jim.
From the corner, Bagley. 8 points for Bagley. 19-12. Gene Smith. Martin loses the ball but picks it up. Smith lost the ball. A couple of freshmen having a tough time hanging on to the ball. There's a pure shooter. In and out. Jones does not get it. Adams. Yes! Michael Adams. It's 21-12.
John Thompson's looking for a timeout. Hasn't been able to get his team's attention.
He's got it. 10 minutes, 10 seconds to go. First half. And BC is up by 9, and John Thompson is saying, help. And he's going to sit his men down and talk to him. Bagley's put him up front by 9. Back to crazy Robert Center after this call.
This Bud's for that first day on the job.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
I'm Julius Irving. People call me Dr. J because of how I operate. For 20 years, I've been making my rounds in these, Converse. Light on the fast break, strong when you go to set a pick, and in rebounding, no shoe protects you better than Converse. So when people ask me for my advice on how to improve their game, I always say,
take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
In every sport, on every field, on every court, reach for the stars! Converse!
Jim Simpson, Bill Raftery, and some younger folks here at Robert Center, and Bill and I were just talking. It seems as though BC has inspired or motivated Georgetown to play a kind of game that it's not used to playing and cannot play very well.
I think the quick tempo, it's fine if you get the easy goal, layup, open jumper, but you've got to get your big people involved in the game. I think that's what John called his timeout for. Let's get it down. If we have a good shot, take it. But if not, back it off. Let's get Patrick involved in the game.
Sleepy Floyd has 2 points. Bagley, his counterpart for Boston College, has 8. Brown, Floyd, Ewing, Jones, and Eric Smith for Georgetown. BC in the zone. Gets the ball into Ewing. That's exactly what they try to do, and there's a foul called, and that'll be the 7th foul, so they'll be in a 1-on-1 situation. Gene Smith is coming in.
Michael Adams. What makes it tough is BC packs everybody inside. Here we see Patrick with a man in front, and a man in the back, and Jay Murphy reaching over and fouling.
All right, Patrick Ewing, nearby Cambridge, Massachusetts. Now must take a look at all these folks here. This is tries to get it away.
This is the round of applause I got when I resigned, by the way.
Ewing says, how about that, folks? It is 21-13. Hoyas have an uphill battle against a ball club that was everything in the Big East last year, but 4-6 this year.
Georgetown just got away with a lane violation. That's what Tom Davis is irate over.
This one is no good, and Murphy picks it off for Boston College. Michael Adams. Boy, there's quickness on quickness there. Gene Smith on Michael Adams.
Mike Adams played well 2 weeks ago against Connecticut. You'll see him a lot more down the stretch because of that ball game.
And Georgetown has gone into a man-to-man. There's Murphy in and out, no good. Aggressively put in by Chandler. His first point. 23-13. Floyd takes it all the way in and drops it in.
Big-time basketball move. Crossover dribble with a hesitation.
Michael Adams and Gene Smith on him. Bagley has Eric Smith on him. Well, that's a called intimidation, folks.
Very good call.
Intimidated.
Patrick Ewing, an imposing figure, caused the war.
Better get it in. Better get it in. And it's a hold call against Chandler. Trying to get the ball. He reached back, and remember, it's 1-1, and this can make a swing down to 6 points if Pat Ewing can come in with this.
The only way Dwan Chandler could have gotten that pass was to hold on to the pants of Patrick Ewing.
Chandler's 6'1", Ewing is at least 7 feet.
And counting.
1-1. 9:04 left, first half. We're live on ESPN, a live doubleheader tomorrow night. Ewing has 3 points, 1 for 2 from the line. That's 2 out of 3 for Ewing.
We should start a new stat for Patrick Ewing, an intimidation line. I really believe he affects more shots than he's given credit for.
Tom Davis still yelling about lane violations against Georgetown. He is really furious, and Ewing drops it through and now has 5 points at 23-17. 4 straight points for Georgetown.
When Georgetown has been into man-to-man, they've taken Jay Murphy away from the basket, thus enabling some easy rebounds for the other players.
Ball is out of bounds. Foul is on Ewing. You know, I don't catch this kind of stat, Bill Raftery, but by my count, Martin Clark and Rich Quigley have not had a shot yet, have not taken one.
And they'll play many nights performing their role. Here we see Ewing getting mixed up with Jay Murphy.
Ed Spriggs is going to come in. Now, he's a big man, not as big as Ewing in height, but he weighs 240, and he can throw that muscle around. He's a senior.
This is an excellent substitution. The reason is Patrick, a little bit rattled at this particular time, gives him a chance to settle down. John can talk to him, and it's not bad coming in with a 6'9", seasoned veteran such as Ed Spriggs.
Murphy, 1-1, 75% shooter, drops it right in. He was out here at least an hour and a half before the game practicing tonight. By the way, Spriggs, I'm sure those of you who watch the Big East of Georgetown know he is the ex-postman that John Thompson resurrected out of the postal department. Battle for it. Clark comes up with it. Foul, I believe, is going to be on Brown. This may be one of those nights, Bill Raftery.
John seems very composed. You have to expect this kind of outing in this type of gym. It's a tough arena to play in. You need composure. John's working the officials a little bit, leaving his team alone.
Martin Clark takes a quick shot. He's a 79% free throw shooter, and that's his first point. But that's the 17th foul called in 11 minutes and 13 seconds. 26-17.
We found out that the officials' whistles all work anyhow, Jim.
Here's Smith. Murphy takes it in. And Murphy draws the foul. Trying to get Gene Smith, and he'll get 2 shots.
Good outlet pass here. Gene Smith spotting Murphy streaking towards him, holds off, extends fully, draws the foul, and I'm sure he wanted that layup.
I tell you what, Murphy showed me some speed there for a big man. Admittedly, he was coming down the center, and Smith was coming in at an angle a little bit farther to run, but Murphy got there in a hurry.
Maybe from a big family, used to running in for dinner.
26-17, 8:44 to go. Gene Smith, sophomore, 6'2", out of Washington, D.C., as so many as John Thompson's men are. That's his first point. He only averages 2.3 because he doesn't play that long. Michael Adams and John Garris are coming back in. Ron Chandler and Martin Clark are going out for Boston College.
Even the manager on Boston College ties his shoes tightly. You never know when you're going in the ball game with Tom Davis.
Garris and Adams. Garris.
26-19.
2 free throws for Smith.
Smith stepped on the out-of-bounds line, and Smith gets up and says something to Michael Adams, who was forcing him out.
Now, BC has looked the better of the 2 teams, and yet Georgetown is only 7 points behind.
Michael Adams, double team. Georgetown still playing man-to-man. Ball is knocked away by Eric Smith. Again, Murphy will come in. Eric Smith makes a good move and has 4 points, and it's 26-21.
He is hidden on this team. That's my most valuable player for Georgetown. He does so many things to help his club, but he is overshadowed by some very talented players.
Bagley to Garris. Garris puts it up and in. That was all Garris there. The alley-oop pass did not work. Garris had to do with the rest on his own. Brown takes it all the way in and misses. Rebound by Garris, 28-21. Ball is knocked away. Bagley has 8 points, but none lately.
Georgetown has such fine team speed. You see an opening, you think you can make a pass, and it's snapped away or stolen.
Michael Adams. Whistle blows, walking against Garris.
Do you think Ewing was a factor there, even though he was on the bench?
Funny thing is, Boston College did not think he walked. Looked like to me he did.
I agree.
Better get that ball in. Don't tell him, okay, there's another case of a Boston College man, Murphy, getting too close and actually over the line. Tripped up, no foul, and they wanted a walking call.
We have a lot of officials here tonight.
That's funny because he was tripped up, no call, and then they want a walking call when he's flat on his back. He did not move with the ball. Turnovers are even. Sleepy Floyd. Ball is knocked away by Garris on a shot by Hancock. Here comes Bagley on Smith. Bagley! Possible three-point play. Gene Smith draws the foul. Bagley has 10 points. 30-21. 7:22 to go, first half.
The crowd is up for this ball game.
No kidding. I knew we had you as an analyst for some reason. Here's Bagley with a chance to put them up by 10, which would be their biggest lead of the game. Ewing is still on the bench. Brown comes in, Gene Smith goes out. Eric Smith makes a move across the lane, knocked away by Garris, picked up by Floyd, he misses. Murphy comes down, here's a 4-on-1, there's Quigley, he's got to shoot, and goes. Thompson wants timeout, it's a 12-point lead, 7:04. No wonder Georgetown was upset and concerned. They have reason to be. Having beaten them by 16 points before, they're now down by 12 points midway in the first half.
First day on the job. The boss will like my thinking. Like being smart enough to buy a new Datsun 210. To get fantastic gas mileage and great value, like power front disc brakes, rear window defroster, and more, at no extra cost. If he only knew how little I paid.
Dumb tie, Bromley. Smart car.
Smart money goes in the Datsun 210.
Datsun, we are driven.
Paul Newman, Jerry Lee Lewis, the deprogramming of a Mooney, plus a shocking report on teenage prostitution. It's all in the March issue of Penthouse magazine, on sale everywhere.
Hi, I'm Chris Berman. It's a West Coast special this week on Sports Forum. Midnight East Coast time on Thursday, 9 p.m. out west. We'll talk pro basketball with Frank DeFord of Sports Illustrated, Stan Hochman of Philadelphia Daily News, Dick Stockton of CBS Television. Join us on Sports Forum.
Friday night at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific time. It's Top Rank Boxing from the Sands Hotel in Atlantic City. They call it Italian night. Everybody in there is supposedly Italian, but they do have a Billy Bradley. I don't know where that came from. But Marty Capasso faces Johnny War, and Jeff Placero faces Billy Bradley. I wouldn't want to be War Bradley if it's Italian night in Capasso at Placero. That's Friday night. You know, Georgetown is one of the top teams in defense and has kept many of its opponents under the 40% shooting mark. Tonight, thus far, Georgetown is shooting 40% and BC 75%, 12 out of 16.
I think on the one end, the press has caused Georgetown problems, and on the other, BC's tempo is upbeat and ending up with good shots.
Ewing and Spriggs are both in the ball game. Two big men for Georgetown. Thompson has made quite a move. Spriggs gets the ball into Ewing, and I believe he's fouled as he scores. Foul is on Garris, I think. If so, that is going to be his third.
Good, strong inside move, leaning in, holding off. Boy, does that height come in handy.
Ewing now can get it down to the single-digit numbers. Shrigley is getting up. Murphy is getting up. They're coming out. They're taking out Adams, who is a small man, and Garris, who has 3 personal fouls for Boston College. Ewing with a chance for three-point play. He does not get it. Ball high in the air and picked off by Floyd. Floyd takes it to the glass. 6 points for Floyd, 33-25. 8-point lead now. Georgetown right back in after being down. 33-21.
Each time John Thompson has called a timeout, they've come back a little more composed and gotten into the swing of the game.
They really have their intimidating lineup in there, as we said, Bill, both Spriggs and Ewing. Spriggs in the low post at the moment, under the basket, and Ewing out at the foul line. Big arms, lots of folks filling the lanes. There's a rare shot taken by Clark, and he now has 4 points. The other 2 are from the foul line.
They found a weakness in that 1-3-1 trap.
35-25. Oh, Chandler reached in and drew his 3rd foul, and that can be trouble. There's no one as yet in trouble for Georgetown. Garris has 3, and now Chandler has 3, and Bagley takes a seat.
As a coach, you're always looking for silver linings. John Thompson's team is not shooting as well as they normally do, nor are they playing as well, but he's still 10 or less. It's a very important factor going into halftime.
Floyd, 1-1. 71% free throw shooter, does not get it. And the ball is lost out of bounds by Murphy, but they say it hit Eric Smith on the way out, and so it belongs to Boston College. Boston College using Clark, Adams, Murphy, Chandler, and Shrigley. Georgetown, Spriggs, Eric Smith, Freddie Brown, Pat Ewing, and Sleepy Floyd. 5:42 to go. Boston College by 10, first half. A wild one. A wild one. Look at this. Once in, he comes back again. Martin Clark is 2 for 2.
Do you think he learned that shot in England or over here in the States?
I have no idea. 37-25. Floyd is loose, and this time Floyd hits, and Floyd has kept him in the game. He now has 8 points. Bagley has 11. Shrigley ran into Ewing and had to back off.
A little bit of a roadblock.
Five minutes to go. I would imagine if John Thompson goes in less than 10 points, he's going to count it a first half well played as Eric Smith takes the ball away from Clark. 2-on-2. No foul called as Chandler moved in front of Eric Smith and did not get a call, meaning Smith did not get a call. Smith feeds off, is down to the basket. No good. Battle for it. Clark gets it over to Chandler. They could have called 3 or 4 fouls in that melee.
Are these players involved, Jim? Very intense first half.
Whoops. Foul is going to be called. Oh, no foul. 3-second violation. Ball belongs to Georgetown.
Well, that takes a little pressure off of you if you're the official.
And now, the whistle blown, and I believe it's on Chandler. That's his 4th. 4 on Dwan Chandler.
That would have been a bad problem early in the season. Adams has come on. They've gotten some more play in the front court from Garris. Adams hasn't even seen the floor, Burnett Adams. They've got more depth than they had earlier in the year.
Tony Brown shooting 1-1.
This is Brown. Fred has 4 points, first trip to the foul line. Remember, Eric Floyd just missed from there, but Brown does not. 37-28. $37-29. 8-point lead, 4:20 to go. Georgetown, that's off the foot of a Georgetown man. Georgetown seems to get in 4-point bursts. They get 4 points, and then Boston College ekes ahead, and Georgetown doesn't do anything. They get 4 points, and then Boston College comes back. 8-point difference now, 4:13 to go.
With 2 pressing teams, things happen fast. That's the problem. You get quick goals, and you lose quick ones.
Eric Smith trying to draw a foul on Michael Adams, still playing seated, but gets up.
See John playing a little defense. John Thompson on the sideline.
John was a big man. He knows what it is to have 2 big men in there. And since he's put the 2 big men in there, with the exception of the Barton Clark shot from way downtown, Boston College has not scored. They're really going to force him to shoot from outside.
Well, right now, this is BC's type of offense. They like to be patient. Even though they're not exploiting it, this is in Tom's favor at this point, Tom Davis.
3:20 left. First half. 37-29. Boston College. Well, the ESPN poll has Georgetown 18th. I didn't vote in that. But if they lose tonight, maybe they were right.
Don't blame me now.
There's Clark. This time he does not walk with the ball, and he has 8 points. And it's 39-29. Hey, they come busting through that double. Oh! Ewing almost walked it into front of the ball, goes back to Boston College anyway. Bagley, a little stutter step, and Bagley is called to the foul. And that is his second.
Patrick Ewing, when he walked, looked bad. He should not have been given the ball at that point on the floor, even though he committed the error. Then, of course, we see Bagley again in the open floor. This may have been a little
He said he didn't do it. He put an elbow right in him. Smith takes the shot. No good. Smith follows. No good. Come down, and that is Michael Adams. Long feed to Bagley. 13 points for Bagley, 41-29. A steal. Ball gets away. There's been no tempo to this game at all.
Yes, up.
Up, just run, shoot. Floyd gets it in, and Ewing, I believe. Murphy reached over the back. If so, that'll be his third. And that's a man they cannot lose. Murphy draws his third foul.
That was not a bad foul. Patrick was ready to throw the sphere through the floor.
41-29.
Here we see Michael Adams throwing a beautiful lob pass. John Bagley running under it, using the glass for protection.
Ewing again. Davis running up and down. Tell you what, Georgetown has not missed many, but they've missed several front ends of 1-and-1s that would have them a lot closer than 11 points.
I wonder what Tom did his doctorate in. I think it was persuasion.
Ewing has now 8 points. Make it 9. Make the score 41-21. Biggest lead has been a 12-point lead for Boston College. Exactly 2 minutes left in the first half. Georgetown had a 10-4 lead early on. Were caught at 10 all. Went up to 11-10. And since it's been all Boston College. And John Thompson will be looking for composure plus technique at halftime.
He'll be exhorting his club.
There's Clark again. He's been something, and Eric Smith takes a rebound down. 125, the ball goes off. Fred Brown, and almost walking there on Clark. Underneath. Oh, what a basket by Burnett Adams. 43-31, the 12-point lead again.
Once again, Michael Adams really exciting his BC club. Throwing some great passes, pushing the ball up the floor. Right now, I think John Thompson's thinking, let's keep it 12 or 10.
45 seconds, and all the Hoyas are watching the clock. Matter of fact, Floyd and Brown are having a confrontation and conversation. 35 seconds. Man is knocked down, and they're going to say, who? Looking for the number. Not given a number yet. Who? Apparently a Boston College man. And they're calling him over.
I saw John Thompson up there trying to help the official a little bit. I believe they're going to give it to Richie Shrigley. No, a double foul.
Well, they called it on number 28, but there is no number 28. It's got to be on Shrigley. He's number 20. It is. It's his second. Technical is on Ewing.
For elbowing, a flagrant elbow, or unsportsmanlike, I would imagine. We'll have the 1-and-1 first with Patrick Ewing shooting. And then Tom Davis can select probably Bagley to shoot the one-shot technical.
They're still talking things over. Ed Balikowski is explaining to John Thompson what's happening. And now Ewing, 5 out of 7 from the line. 1-and-1, remember. Got to make the first, or they can go down by 14 points. Does not. So now, then on the other end,
now we see out at the foul area, Richie Shrigley and Patrick Ewing getting tangled up with one another. Shrigley making some contact.
Bagley misses. He had 3 for 3 from the line and 13 points, and he misses. That is not 1-and-1, being a technical, but it's still a 12-point lead. 34 seconds to go. But remember, Boston College gets the ball in bounds.
This is, and I believe they'll hold the ball and wait for the one, but this is a great learning experience for Patrick Ewing. You can't come in and know everything as a freshman. He can do most everything, but the maturity and the emotion, that's going to come because of John Thompson.
Ewing is not in the lineup. Spriggs is a big man, and the only big man in there. 10 seconds. 9. Wrigley, 5. He walked with the ball with 2 seconds to go. Well, the last minute of play has not been picture book basketball by either team.
Sleepy Floyd, they were in his zone. He turned and played John Bagley man-to-man, and Michael Adams was stuck with the ball.
Floyd throws it over the backboard, and the first half belongs to Boston College. 43-31. This has been a wild one, and we've got 20 minutes of wildness yet to go. We're at Roberts Center, live on ESPN from Boston College, and the Eagles 43. The Hoyas of Georgetown 31.
This is the Xerox 2350, the desktop copier that reduces. It can make handy 8.5 by 11-inch copies from all my clumsy oversized originals, including computer printouts, technical drawings, and blue ledger sheets. The 2350 can even do something I've always wanted to do. It can take my size 14 sneakers and reduce them to an 8.5.
To find out more, call Xerox at 800-648-5888.
Help is on the way to make your dollars go farther with the values featured in True Value Hardware Store's Dollar Dazzlers Circular. Just see what $1 will buy. This 4-pack of ever-ready AA transistor batteries, or 2 of these Amerglass furnace filters. Get 2 duplicates of any single-bitted key for just $1. Or choose this True Value 9-foot extension cord, or this pair of Wells Lamont jersey work gloves. They're just $1 each in the Dollar Dazzler Circular from participating True Value Hardware Stores.
Time. The truest test of any product is how it performs over time. Now, this. Magnavox Star System Color Television, designed for the highest reliability in Magnavox history. Design concepts, technology, advanced manufacturing systems for a picture as reliable as it is bright and clear. Magnavox, the brightest ideas in the world are here today.
Good service is no big thing. It's a million little things. That's why every Avis car gets 9 safety checks, 7 comfort checks, and 6 cleanliness checks. Matter of fact, the average Avis car is better maintained than the average family car. See, Avis knows good service is making a big deal about little things. Right? Trying harder is still the best way to do business.
Now this is funny. The band is playing. You probably can hardly hear me talk, but this is the quietest it's been in the last hour.
I'm used to these type of gyms. I wish the people in the rest of the country could see this place. It's awful tough to win against a good team, much less in a place like this.
Well, you know, it is an intense rivalry, but all over the country, people are going whoopee for Boston College, or what can Georgetown do to come back? They have the talent.
I believe they'll press. When they push the ball up the floor, I think John will be looking for better shot selection and involve the people like Martin and Ewing in the offense. That hasn't happened.
All right, you've been a coach. How do you get composure in a team that thus far has not shown real good composure?
Take the band out of the gym. John has been talking to the officials a little bit. I think the game will settle down a little. Both teams played a little raggy at the end of the first half. You get composure by good halftime talk, maybe exhorting in a strong fashion, but just settling them down.
All right, turn it around. Boston College, you got a big lead. You played a great first half. What does Tom Davis do?
I would not like to be behind Tom Davis. They use the clock well. They pass the ball around the periphery of the floor very well. I think he'll keep running, but you'll look to see them back it off a little bit if there isn't the breakaway goal.
All right, we're at halftime, and Georgetown is trailing Boston College by a big margin. We'll come back in just a moment to Robert Center, but first, let's pause now from here for word from our ESPN Sports Center coming up in just a moment.
Paul Newman, Jerry Lee Lewis, the deprogramming of a Mooney, plus a shocking report on teenage prostitution. It's all in the March issue of Penthouse magazine, on sale everywhere.
The explosive New York Islanders, with Brian Trottier and John Tonelli, look to put the Chicago Blackhawks and high-scoring Dennis Savard on ice as the Isles try for a third straight Stanley Cup crown. Live hockey action Tuesday on ESPN.
High in the mountains of France, in a laboratory like no other, Timex has created the Mean Machine. Watch it test this Time Commander Digital. See how tough a test this Time Commander can pass. When you wear your Timex, it will probably never have to endure this kind of stress and strain. The Mean Machine shows. No matter how advanced Timex is always Timex. It takes a licking and keeps on and on.
I'm Julius Irving. People call me Dr. J because of how I operate. For 20 years, I've been making my rounds in these, Converse. Light on the fast break, strong when you go to set a pick, and in rebounding, no shoe protects you better than Converse. So when people ask me for my advice on how to improve their game, I always say,
take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
In every sport, on every field, on every court, reach for the stars! Converse!
Michelob brings you the 7-day weekend, downbeat style. Whether it's jazz, classical, country, or rock, Music and Michelob is always the perfect arrangement, because that smooth and mellow taste helps make any time feel a little like a weekend.
Put a little weekend in your week.
Hello, everybody. I'm David Sullivan, and welcome to Panasonic Playback. During halftime of the ball game, we're going to be looking back at a couple of outstanding basketball games from the past week. There was one in the Big East between Syracuse and Georgetown, and there was another battle in the Pac-10 between Oregon State and California. And we'll also have highlights of the first half of the Boston College and Georgetown game that you're watching right now live on ESPN. Panasonic Playback is coming up.
The Panasonic Playback is brought to you by Panasonic. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
I'm holding this press conference on my new Panasonic OmniVision home video recorder.
Only Reggie.
For the next 6 hours.
6 hours?
You'll see my greatest plays.
In slow motion. High speed.
Freeze frame. And OmniSearch lets you find your favorite part.
Do you believe this?
The end.
Look who's here!
I wish this wireless remote could control the press.
Panasonic 6-hour OmniVision.
Regivision.
Well, during the past week, there was a battle between one of the teams you're watching tonight, Georgetown. They went up against Syracuse in a Big East battle. We're going to take a look at some of that ball game as they played it. It was Bill Russell that sat in the Capitol Center to check out the talent in this one. Syracuse challenged Pat Ewing early. Ron Payton hit the turnaround over Ewing, and the Orangemen led by 9. Georgetown, fast breaks off the missed jumper. Eric Sleepy Floyd takes it all the way for the layup, but it's a one-point ball game. Georgetown continues to run. Floyd to Fred Brown underneath Derek Smith, and the crowd absolutely loves it as the Hoyas go ahead by 8 at halftime. In the second half, Pat Ewing takes charge. Eric Smith passes inside to Ewing. A nice move around Andre Hawkins. Then the old lob pass, and he just stuffs it through. Georgetown by 12. Syracuse coach not too thrilled with what's happening. Fred Brown misses on the fast break, but watch Ewing, a vicious jam to follow, yet a career-high 22. Sleepy Floyd ends all hope for Syracuse. Nice drive to the hoop. He had 11 or 27, and Georgetown went on to win the game over Syracuse by a final of 96-79. See if they can get their game back together in the game tonight. Now in the Pac-10, there was a battle between Oregon State, ranked in the top 10 most all of this season, and they played against California. The Oregon State band was trying to get their team psyched. As usual, Oregon State forced a lot of turnovers. Danny Evans makes a steal up the court for the breakaway jam. Closing seconds first half. Evans drives all the way, beats the buzzer with his layups. Beavers by 12 at halftime. Evans hot in the second half as well. Wide open, he's good from the corner with a 15-footer. Oregon State increases its lead as the California coach is trying to figure out what do you do now. Well, Mark McNamara, Butch Hayes put Cal back in the game. Hayes throws inside to McNamara for that one. Then the backdoor pass goes to Hayes on the right side, and he jams it home. Golden Bears trail by only 4, but Lester Connor posts low, drives for the layup. He led Oregon State with 20 points, and it was the Beavers prevailing with a 57-50 victory over the California Golden Bears. Now the game that you've been watching tonight on ESPN Live, it is Georgetown and Boston College. Boston College leads by 12 at half. Georgetown an early lead. Mike Hancock pops from the corner, 8-3 Georgetown. But John Bagley brings BC back. Nice drive off the glass. Boston College trails by 3. Now BCU up by 1. Pat Ewing blocks John Garris's shot, but he's called for goaltending. Made it 13-10. BCU up by 7. Michael Adams pulls up, fires good. 21-12, and the BC War Eagle has a lot to be cheering about. Sleepy Floyd to Hancock. It's rejected by Garris. Ball goes down to Bagley. This one turns into a three-point play, and Georgetown just does not have its game together as they are trailing Boston College by 12 points, 43-31. We'll be going back to the second half of that game between Georgetown and Boston College coming up after this.
Two techniques, the science of sound. A quality of technology so advanced, its infrared remote system controls 35 component functions. Hear the sonic excellence of a metal tape deck that sets recording levels by microcomputer. Listen to Technique's SL10 direct drive turntable. With technology so innovative, it even plays upside down. Listen to Technique's the science of sound.
The Panasonic Playback has been brought to you by Panasonic. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
For just $14,995, you can own a brand new special edition Cadillac. To celebrate Washington's birthday, the Dream Team is going all-American with this unique 1982 Patriot Coupe de Ville. Comes luxuriously equipped with numerous options, everything from electronic windows to four-season climate control air conditioning. It's a car and a price worthy of a Patriot. Just $14,995 throughout our Washington's birthday sale. See the Patriot only at these Cadillac Dream Team dealers.
Introducing your other wine. New Taylor California Cellars Light Chablis. Perfect when you want something light tasting.
Perfect before dinner.
Your other wine. 25% fewer calories than our regular Chablis.
Only 53 calories a glass.
Dry, crisp, delicious.
What a perfect time for my other wine.
When you want something light tasting, try new Taylor California Cellars Light Chablis, Rosé, Rhine. Your other wine.
Perfect.
Jim Lebrecht is a sound designer at the Berkeley Repertory Theater in California. He was born with a disability which has nothing to do with those requirements which got him his job. But having the job makes him able to lead an independent, productive life. We are presently wasting one of our most precious, untapped resources, those Americans who are disabled and without jobs. A disabled person is just that, a person with a disability, but also with abilities, strengths, and skills. This is the International Year of Disabled Persons. If you are an employer, hire a person like Jim and help tap a valuable human resource.
Back at Roberts Center and Boston College's campus, I'm Jim Simpson with Bill Raftery. A couple of things have happened here. With more than 4 minutes left in the half, Boston College came out, but they had no basketballs to shoot with. So they had to just stand around for 2 minutes, laughing, joking, giving the thumbs-up attitude. Georgetown with 1:38 to go hasn't shown up yet.
I think the balls were in John Thompson's locker room, and he's not here yet, so that hurt them. But John, I'm sure, was trying to excite his club, causing some excitement in the locker room.
They have now come back on the court.
Now we see one of the exciting play, the many exciting plays, a pass low inside to Jay Murphy, who goes up strong and dunks the ball as Patrick Ewing tries to recover. Here, Michael Adams throwing a delightful loop pass with Ron Bagley running under it, using the glass to lay the ball in. And here's a big-time play. Hesitation, crossover dribble to the left hand by Sleepy Floyd, and a reverse layup, much like Jim Simpson did early today in shooting practice.
Statistics, well, a big thing to watch as you take a look at it is the field goal percentage. Remember, Georgetown normally holds its opposition to 40% or less. BC has been shooting at 77%. Georgetown, not even 41%. At BC, despite the presence of Pat Ewing, who has only 2 rebounds for a whole half, BC is out-rebounding Georgetown 13-10.
As good as one player is, everybody has to contribute. We mentioned at the top, the guards, are they going to dominate the game? Everybody's involved in the game.
Nobody in foul trouble on Georgetown yet. Ewing, the highest score with 9, Floyd and Brown, 8 and 6. But on the other side, Boston College, they've got, look, Chandler with 4 personal fouls, Garris with 3, Murphy, a big man for them, with 3, and Bagley is the game's leading scorer with 13 points.
And a large reason for those fouls is the presence of Patrick Ewing.
All right, as we said, when Boston College came back, their players were smiling. This is a small gym. They can see fans and friends very easily. Tom Davis is not smiling as he comes back, but the BC players had thumbs up, giving the rounded finger, that's okay signal. But they got 20 minutes to go.
The coaches are thinking this way. Tom Davis is saying, hurry up, get these 20 minutes over. And John is thinking, let's get back in it by 10. Nice and comfortable with 10 minutes to go. Let's be knocking at the door. Nothing in a hurry.
Georgetown highly favored. Villanova tonight is playing Syracuse. I think I said earlier Providence, but Syracuse. And as they started the evening in the Big East, Villanova and Georgetown were tied at 8-3. At last report, Villanova was losing, not by the margin that Georgetown is losing, but we'll have to wait to see at the end of the evening whether the Big East standings are juggled. Boston College will put it in play. And they're not starting Chandler in backcourt. They will be starting instead Michael Adams at backcourt. It'll be Clark 33, Strigley 20, Murphy 42, Bagley 54, and Adams 23. Georgetown, their starting lineup. Sleepy Floyd 21, Eric Smith 32, Fred Brown 20, and Gene Smith is starting 22, and Pat Ewing. So Hancock is not starting the second half. Boston College, 12-point lead, 20 minutes to go, and here we go.
John Thompson countering with 4 guards on the floor, and Patrick Ewing playing small.
There's Murphy, the left-hander, whistle underneath. And the foul, I believe, is going to be on Brown.
You can look for an awful lot of pressing with this Georgetown lineup.
Number 20.
For Fred Brown, that's his second personal foul. Georgetown picks up a quick one. Ball game already in the first 20 seconds. There's a little bit more tempo than the entire first half, as Boston College has slowed it down going against the zone. Nope. Now we check they are in a man-to-man, Georgetown is.
John's not going to let them use the clock. They'll come out and play.
There's been one shot taken. That was by Murphy. It missed. And now Bagley takes a shot, which also misses, and Eric Smith comes down with a rebound. So BC had 2 chances. They go up by 13 and did not. Brown feeds the ball back out to Eric Smith, knocked away by Bagley, and belongs to Boston College. And quickly, they're getting up Bill Martin, a freshman, to come in, and let's see who goes out. Fred Brown. Brown goes out, 43-31. Very much unlike the first minute of the first half. Not a point scored. Murphy at the top of the key. Ball belongs to Georgetown. Threw it past Bagley. Bagley cutting perhaps a little bit too rapidly, and the ball was almost thrown behind it.
BC runs a screen away, trying to post Bagley frequently.
Gene Smith, Eric Smith. Ewing with 2 fouls. They collapse on him. Ewing showing good movement under the basket, however, trying to get free as Floyd takes the shot. No good. Ball is knocked away. Picked up by Martin, who just came in, who puts out with Floyd. Now Ewing tries it again, and Strigley just knocks Floyd on the ground. Michael Adams has the ball lost away, picked up by Georgetown. Now battle for it, jump ball, possession goes to Georgetown.
This is what Tom Davis doesn't want. Michael Adams in the open floor has to back the ball out and play Tom Davis's type of game if they're going to maintain the lead.
Chandler working with 4 fouls. It's up to Michael Adams to do the right thing. No points in the first minute and 55 seconds of the second half. Ewing goes to the basket. Wow, what a power move.
Great leaping catch and motion towards the goal.
43-33. That's the only points of the half. Boston College came out with a 12-point lead. We'll try to maintain it throughout the second half, but it will be a tough assignment. Georgetown is a talented team.
You cannot relax against Georgetown. They keep coming at you.
Murphy has decided to go in and does, and nobody tried to hold him up at all. Murphy now has 7 points. 45-33. Murphy simply just traveled the lane, and everybody watched him go by. Shot is good by Floyd. Floyd now has 10 points. 17 minutes left, 10-point lead, Boston College. Quickly on the far side. Georgetown making a play. There's Bagley. No good. Foul on whom?
Give this player a hole, he'll find it. What a tough player with the dribble.
Bill Martin, the freshman out of Washington, draws a foul.
You see Bagley getting the ball low and actually looking outside, seeing an opening and accelerating through and towards the goal.
Bagley has 13 points. Had a technical. He was 3 for 3 from the line and missed on the technical. Has a chance to up the lead now to 12 again. 11-point lead and 14 points for John Bagley, the junior out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. He is 5 for 6 from the line tonight. And again, a 12-point lead. So they played 3 minutes and 6 seconds, and nothing has changed. Eric Smith takes the shot. No good, and Ewing is there. 4 points in this half for Ewing. Hey, he did a good job there. Michael Adams just kept dribbling around until Gene Smith fell all over him.
In some cases, this can be called an offensive foul, but in this case, Michael Adams really positioned himself and caught Gene Smith.
Did a good job. And John Thompson called Gene Smith over and said, hey, now we see John Garris with 3 personal fouls and Ron Chandler with 4 personal fouls coming in for Boston College.
Patrick Ewing on that last follow-up showed his athletic ability, stretching wide, catching the ball and laying it in.
16 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Garris with an easy one. 8 points for John Garris, and again the 12-point lead. Georgetown looking, and there's going to be a foul. And let's see on whom. On Bagley, that is his 3rd. And Murphy playing alongside of him has 3.
Georgetown's man-to-man defense has let the people cut low to the goal. Here we see a terrific pass and turn around with no weak side help. John Thompson doesn't want to give up goals that easily, that quickly.
Hoyas can't let too much time go, Bill, without getting some kind of spurt. Eric Smith tries, no good. Ewing is there and misses, and Bagley has the rebound. Ball taken away. Belongs to Boston College.
That's a tough call to make in front of an imposing figure like John. I think I'm going to give it a blue.
And there's the same kind of foul on Gene Smith. That's his 4th, and both of them in this half, he's run the man down from behind.
He's been caught out of position, Jim, and been trapped. Tough to get around Michael Adams with that quick speed, quick feet.
Gene Smith comes out. Fred Brown comes in. Brown is a starter, leads the club in assists. Not much of a score, so time has been called. Not a thing has changed. It was a 12-point lead for Boston College at the half with 15:59 to go in the game. It's a 12-point lead for Boston College.
Come. HBO is your 24-hour ticket to great movies, like Any Which Way You Can and Raging Bull, to movies now showing only on HBO, like Fort Apache, The Bronx. But HBO's more. There's exclusive sports, exclusive Disney, exclusive specials. On HBO, great movies like 9 to 5 are just the beginning.
Great movies are just the beginning. HBO.
Racing to the bottom? Not all the way.
For Michelob's Light?
You're on.
Would good friends really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light, and that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Where'd you ever learn to ski like that anyway?
Houston.
Michelob Light. Compare the taste.
With such a young ball club, John Thompson looks to his seniors for some kind of guidance and leadership. Eric Sleepy Floyd has done it in the last 4 games, averaging 24 points a ball game. He has 10 in this game, but they're still looking for some kind of spark, and the biggest spark in the second half has come from Patrick Ewing, the freshman from nearby Cambridge. But it's still a 12-point lead. Boston College playing nifty basketball. They scrap, they play, they pass the ball a lot. They've been able to get inside on Georgetown's man-to-man here in the second half.
The only difference between BC this year and last year is that they haven't been winning as many close games, and that turns your season around.
Clark. She loves this kind of game. They can be patient. Bagley, though, can gun from anywhere. 17 points for Bagley, and that's a 14-point lead. That's the biggest. Biggest lead, 14, so Brown goes to work. No good. Battle for it. Underneath. And there's going to be a foul, or reaching over and pointing at Strigley. Will draw his third personal foul.
His Uncle Norman Sloan would have loved that effort.
Rich Strigley, he really does an outstanding job. He's a hustling, hard-working ball player, and every time he fouls, it's like the weight of the world has been put right on his shoulders. He cannot believe it.
Not me.
51-37 into Ewing, almost out of control. Remember, folks, he can take a couple steps. Eric Smith. Floyd has it blocked. Brought down by Garrett. Strigley blocked it. Strigley over to Bagley. Knocked away.
Billy Martin blocking that shot from behind. Sprinted the length of the floor here. We see him in the middle. Good long pass to Richie Strigley, who spots John Bagley. And Billy Martin coming from behind, saving a field goal.
Bagley already with 17 points. Gets 2 shots. .points. Now, Bill Raftery, John Thompson would hit me over the head if he heard he say it. But he's going to have to do something with mirrors or something to get this club on track, because they're not on track now. Martin is fouled as he goes by.
Well, John started the second half small. Now he didn't like the offense. Here we see a reach-in foul by Garris, and Billy Martin thrown it through.
That's Garris' 4th, and so Jay Murphy, who has 3, replaces him. There's still a lot of time, almost 15 minutes. Ewing in a crowd and slams it down. And Ewing now has 15 points.
He may have gotten away with one there, but the way he gets banged around, he deserves a break or two.
53-39. Murphy. See if BC comes up with another easy basket here with Georgetown.
They move the ball around, set a back screen opposite the ball, and exchange on the weak side, and it can be very distracting because they'll run it to death.
Time goes off the clock. That's all in favor of the Eagles. Whistle blows, and this may be on Sleepy Floyd.
They're calling an intentional foul on Sleepy Floyd, who braced himself and pushed Richie Strigley.
Third on Floyd. Floyd comes out, and John Thompson is saying, I would like to have a timeout. In a moment, now Floyd is talking to Thompson. And since it is an intentional foul, Martin Clark gets 2 shots. Misses the first. He's got 8 points. 2 for 2 in the first half from the foul line. And what you never know in the Big East. Seton Hall last night, handling Connecticut. And here's Georgetown being handled by Boston College. Floyd goes up and puts it in. And remember, Georgetown beat Boston College by 16 down at Capitol Center in Washington.
Georgetown can do so many things. They're never out of a ball game.
Well, they better start doing some of them, I believe, Bill. Murphy, the big man, 3,000. Ewing, the big man, comes out after him. Ewing operating with just 2 personal fouls. Again, time is favoring the Eagles. They're eating many seconds off the clock. Bagley takes the shot. Ball belongs to Georgetown. And there's a controversial call.
Into the ball game is Ronnie Blaylock. who's the resident stockbroker for Georgetown. He interned this past summer up at the New York Stock Exchange.
Here's a senior. Martin takes the ball to the basket and misses. Picked up, put up by Smith, no good, and then up and in by Martin.
They will not die easy. They'll bang the glass. They'll bear the backcourt and let you beat them with a fast break, but they will not stop playing.
Look at Strigley. 7 points from Rich Strigley. They worked hard at Georgetown then for the basket, and BC gets an easy one. 56-43, 12-25.
When you're behind in gambling, you'll give up baskets. It's a frustrating situation when you're behind.
There's Playlock, the stockbroker, going to be way short, but Martin is there to put it in. His second consecutive basket. Bagley falls down. Strigley! Bagley fell down. Strigley picked up the ball.
That's when things are going your way.
58-45. Ewing! Oh, what a move!
He guided that ball in.
What body control while in the air.
Save that one for the end of the year.
58-47. And the ball belongs to Georgetown.
I believe that goal affected Martin Clark and caused the turnover.
Time is called, 11:42 to go. Incredible body movement, but still it is Boston College 58 and Georgetown 47.
I'm a small businessman. When I stopped running around the courts, I started running my own restaurant, and I needed all the help I could get. So I went to Xerox for some coaching. They have the widest range of copiers to choose from, the largest service team around, and they'll even arrange financing, which are things even a big businessman can appreciate.
Hi, John.
Like my friend Pee Wee here.
Call Xerox at 800-648-5888.
Hi, I'm Steve Garvey. I hit and field with Louisville Slugger. That's right, when I take the field, I take my Louisville Slugger 125 series glove with me. Feature for feature, you won't find a glove with faster action or more perfect feel. I demand a lot from a glove. When it comes to performance, I put my faith in Louisville Slugger every time. Ask for the 125 series glove from Louisville Slugger.
This Sunday here on your source for sports, ESPN, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Live, you'll see the NASCAR Richmond 400 from Richmond, Virginia, the first of 7 NASCAR Grand National races to be shown live on ESPN this year. Bobby Allison, who won that Daytona 500 last Sunday, they said some did that he had the bumper deliberately fly off. He's in it, along with Richard Petty and a lot of other folks. That's live on ESPN. Georgetown gets the turnover and can bring it down out of double figures should they be able to score here. 58-47. They bring it down under double figures, different ball game. Floyd, Brown puts it up and in, and it is good, and he's fouled. And like that, the ball game can turn around.
You never have enough points against Georgetown. They have a heart, an unbelievable desire to win.
Foul was on Burnett Adams, and Brown, a rather good free throw shooter, who is 2 for 2, does not get it, but it's 58-49, a 9-point lead. Now let's see how Boston College reacts with a little bit of pressure. Ron Chandler's back in the ball game, working with 4 personal fouls. 11 minutes and 7 seconds to go. The Hoyas must believe they've got a reprieve here. Underneath, and there's Strigley again. 60-49. Eric Smith is loose, no good. Battle for it underneath. Who gets the foul?
I believe that's the 5th on Dwan Chandler if it was his foul.
That's it. That's it. He fouls out with 2 points, but what court leadership?
There's an open Bounce pass to Richie Shrigley for the goal from Jay Murphy. BC will lull you to sleep on offense and end up with a good quick hitting pass to the low post for a layup. Very difficult to get behind.
Now it is Michael Adams, the freshman out of Hartford, Connecticut, number 23, that replaces Chandler. Adams has played a lot, like Chandler, had only 2 points. 60-49, 10:45 left. Ewing setting a pick for Floyd. Floyd passes off to Eric Smith, and that shot is no good. Underneath, whistle blows.
They got a technical foul. Freddie Brown must have followed through and hit Burnett at it. Oh, no, they got him for holding the rim.
Bagley will shoot it.
That's our second technical evening here. Yeah, we see Freddie, for no reason, really grabbing the rim.
Bagley hits this one. He's hit his last 5 in a row and 8 out of 9. And has 20 points.
They will permit you to grab the rim if you're trying to regain control after being hit, but not for doing it without a good reason.
61-49. As they've gone up to the double figures again and have the basketball, and the Eagles can now move out again by 13 points.
At home, you can see the continuous action with a weak side screen, or an exchange on the weak side, and a back screen on the ball side. And they'll do that until you fall asleep. There's the screen coming across.
That's Shrigley. He has been something else here. 10 minutes to go. And as it was at halftime, it still is. As half of the half is gone. A 12-point lead, Boston College.
Tom Davis has Murphy staying away from the basket to keep Patrick Ewing out. It's an interesting change. He normally has all 5 people in the flow, but he's keeping Murphy outside so that the big Ewing is out there with him.
John Thompson has made a move. Gene Smith with 4 personal fouls comes in. And they're bringing in Spriggs to play alongside of Patrick Ewing and taking out Fred Brown. Neither team in a 1-on-1 situation yet. But Boston College in control. Georgetown got it down to 9. It's now up to 12, and BC's got the basketball. Maybe one of those big upsets in the making. Georgetown has beaten Villanova twice, St. John's twice, and having a dickens of a time with Boston College, which they beat down in Washington.
When BC gets ahead of you, they move the clock as quickly as any team in the country. Take minutes off the clock with their good passing and cutting.
That's Burnett Adams, number 44. They're taking time off the clock. Oh, the ball is lost away, and they're going to call a foul on Ewing, his third.
That was a delayed call, but the right call. I believe Patrick got a piece of Jay Murphy's wrist.
Still not 1-on-1 yet.
More than a piece, a handful.
But they're going to give Murphy 2 shots, saying he was in the act of shooting. What did I say about mirrors? John Thompson is looking for one right now. Cut it down to 9. Back up to 11. Murphy gets the second half, and Jay now has 8 points. And it's a 13-point lead. Georgetown has never had the tempo that it would like to have to play this game. BC has had him completely out of tempo.
I think sometimes you come into a building a little bit afraid of it. That was one of the advantages in our old pit.
Ball knocked away, and they're going to call a foul on Murphy, and that'll be his 4th. A tin can has been thrown on the floor. Let's watch it.
Floyd kicking it to Smith. Smith looking for Ewing, and really getting a little bit of a gift here, although Richie Shrigley did undercut later on in the play.
That is Shrigley that draws the foul. Beg your pardon, not Murphy. So Shrigley has 4, not Murphy. And I think the replay showed why that call was correct. Floyd's got to shoot. Does shoot. No good. Shrigley there for the rebound. Georgetown is being out-rebounded by the smaller Boston College team. Adams, I don't know what he's trying to do there. Have no idea. That is called freshman basketball.
Inexperience.
Whistle blows. Foul is on Adams, who makes a mistake at one end of the floor offensively and comes back and makes a mistake at the other end.
Which happens frequently. Here we see our Gene Smith passing off to Eric Smith, who turns the corner and really rides Michael Adams.
Eric Smith at the line, shooting 1-1.
62-49. And Smith, first time at the free throw line, has the important first one.
Now John Thompson will be looking for some steals if he can.
2 free throws for Smith.
11-point lead now. Check on the clock, 8:25 left. That's a lot of time for anything to happen. Bagley just blows right by one man.
You have to be very strong to get that ball up on the glass.
That's Ewing, his fourth.
Here we see John Bagley going up, Patrick Ewing holding on to the ball, and John Bagley still being able to get it up on the glass and almost convert.
Bagley's hit 5 out of 5 and 8 out of 9. His last 5 in a row, and he's got a chance for 2 more here. There's one. 21 points for Bagley. .22 points for Bagley and 13-point lead. Clark comes in. Murphy goes out. Time called. Nearly all 4,400 get here. 200 belong to the Georgetown Alumni Club. It's 64-51 BC, 8:16 to go.
When you're hungry for real excitement, munch. When you're hungry for fast action, munch. With Odyssey's new KC Munchkin video game, it's eat or be eaten as you chase through mind-boggling mazes, gobbling up points. And when you're hungry to step up the challenge, punch. Odyssey's computer keyboard lets you program a myriad of mazes all your own. Nobody else's maze game does that. KC Munchkin, available now. Programmed by you.
Start out to save ducks and save a lot of other creatures, too. Ducks Unlimited is a group that has preserved 2.6 million acres of marshland, more than any other private wildlife organization. Homes and breeding grounds for over 300 wildlife species. Help Ducks Unlimited to help a lot more than ducks.
Jim Simpson, Bill Raftery, live from Roberts Center at Boston College, and the matchup favors the home team individually also. We talked about both of these young men at the beginning of the telecast.
If anything, the one assist by Sleepy Floyd is one of the problems Georgetown is having. They're not getting their break going. Sleepy Floyd gives the ball up early in a break, then gets down into position to score, but they're not getting the fast breaks.
And Freddie Brown, who has 96 assists, may have 1 or 2 tonight only.
At best.
Trying to get the ball in to Spriggs. Ewing is still in the ball game. Shooting is atrocious for Georgetown. That's normally what they do to somebody else. Hold him below 40%. Floyd from the side, no good. Spriggs there. Spriggs takes it to the basket and scores. Fred Spriggs his first basket. 4:53.
Not bad having the postmaster as the weak side rebounder.
Georgetown backs against the wall. And walls are everywhere here. Underneath. And Garrett with 4 personal fouls on himself by 10 points. Whistle blows.
Mark Schmidt, who's begun to play more minutes for Boston College, was trapped in the corner, got a bailout to Bagley, who threw a beautiful bounce pass to John Garris, who sent the mail home.
66-53. There have been a lot of shocking scores around this year. Mississippi State over Kentucky. Floyd takes a shot from outside, in and out. Rebounded there by the new man in the ball game, Mark Smith for Boston College. And of course, Notre Dame over Idaho and San Francisco, but this will be a big shock in the Big East for Boston College. Handle Georgetown if they do. 13-point lead, 7 points to go, and Garris takes it in. And this is a big question, Ewing or Garris?
I think they'll give it to Eric Smith.
Good, they did. You called it right.
Good bounce pass, turned towards the goal by John Garris. And Eric Smith comes down to help out. Why not give it to the guard? Save the big man.
Freddie Brown has taken a seat, and Gene Smith has come in. Garris has 10 points, all from the floor. 13-point lead, nearly 7 minutes to go. They won everything.
I mentioned earlier in the show, when Eric Floyd shoots over 50%, Georgetown wins. He's 6 for 15 right now. That's part of their problem.
Feed over to Eric Smith. Gene Smith. Georgetown looking a little desperate here. Get it into Ewing. Pointing at the floor. And that is Garris, I believe, and if it is, he is fouled out.
These are the games where referees earn their pay. Good inside pass. Ewing turning strong on John Garris, but they called it earlier. John Garris added a new dimension tonight to Boston College. Played aggressively, took the ball to the hole strong, and made the inside people of Georgetown pay a heavy price.
A sophomore out of Bridgeport, Connecticut, goes out with 11 points, 6:40 to go. So now Boston College, with that 14-point lead, has fouled out 2 men, and the Hoyas still cannot pick up. Garris had 5 rebounds and also blocked 2 shots. Interesting to see when we get our Vitalis player of the game, whom you penciled in, Bill. Got a little while to go yet. Here is Ewing. 5 of 8 to the line in the first half. 1 of 1. Has 17 points. Much above his average. No good. Comes back out to Ewing and walks with the ball. He was so determined to take to the basket. After he missed, he walked with it. Can you imagine the Big East tournament coming up in a couple of weeks?
Ooh. It's up near Bristol.
No wonder they're going to put it in Madison Square Garden after this year. No wonder. It'll draw.
Many exciting players and teams. I've enjoyed sitting on the sidelines this year.
Michael Adams over to Martin. Knocked away by Ewing. Floyd. Long pass to Ewing.
Oh, my God. They took a few of the signs down on that dunk.
I believe that is Gene Smith, and if it is, he is fouled out.
End to end, a block shot, sprinting the length of the floor. Patrick Ewing is the recipient of a pass by Sleepy Floyd. One-handed it, throwing it through.
12-point lead, 6:13 to go. And Gene Smith has fouled out. And Ron Blaylock comes in.
It does only count for 2, but they're fun to watch, those dunks.
Mark Schmidt, the freshman, goes out, and Rich Strickly comes back in for Boston College. 1-1 now for little Michael Adams, who has 2 points on a field goal. 1-1. 5 for 11 from the free throw line, less than 50%. Does not get that one, but kept in by Martin. Still belongs to Boston College. David Gavitt, he's got to be happy with his Big East Conference.
He sees more games than Kamish, the old Olympic coach with his beautiful wife, Julie. He's done some job in establishing the Big East as one of the top conferences in the country.
I guess one of his big disappointments was not be able to take the team to the Olympic Games in 1980, but one of his big accomplishments is the Big East Conference. Murphy! Wow! And I believe that's a charge for Murphy, and that'll be his 4th foul.
Freddie Brown sliding down, establishing his feet. When you're ahead, I'm sure Tom Davis wished Jay Murphy had stopped, looked back out towards the backcourt.
Well, I guess that's a player control foul because that's a 7th foul and otherwise would be a free throw. 1 and 1.
Absolutely right.
Time is called. 5:53 to go. Well, it's just like it was at the half. At the half, Georgetown was behind by 12. 5:53 to go. Boston College still up by 12.
I'm Julius Irving. People call me Dr. J because of how I operate. For 20 years, I've been making my rounds in these, Converse. Light on the fast break, strong when you go to set a pick, and in rebounding, no shoe protects you better than Converse. So when people ask me for my advice on how to improve their game, I always say,
take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
In every sport, on every field, on every court, reach for the stars! Converse!
How about Michelob Light for the winners? Sure, but we get mighty thirsty.
Would a bunch of guys really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light, and that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Those guys could have beaten the Russians today. You think they'd play us for a Michelob Light?
Michelob Light. Compare the taste.
This Saturday night, midnight Eastern Time, 9 p.m. on the coast, we go way out west to Utah and a couple of intrastate teams, Brigham Young and Utah. Utah, remember, won the WAC co-championship last year. I'm going to cut that short for a moment because Bill Rafter and I are remembering that Anthony Jones, a top freshman who played a little bit in the first half, had 11 rebounds against Southern on Saturday night. He's a pure shooter, and he has not been in there. Now, maybe after the game is over, Thompson will say, I had other plans. But maybe after the game is over, you'll find out that he's not feeling well or whatever. But we just noted that he has not been in there, and he is a man that can score and break up any kind of zone. Martin comes in, and Martin, another freshman, has 6 points in this half. 10-point lead, 5:43 to go. That's Michael Adams, a freshman. Murphy is not on the floor. Their big center. He's got 4 personal fouls.
Georgetown becomes more tenacious as the clock winds down. You'll see them gambling a little bit. If they come up with it, it's in their favor.
A quick turnover here, and it could be problems for BC. They move the ball well. Bagley. Less than 5 minutes to go now. Bagley. Whistle blows underneath. On whom? Boyd?
They were tangled up in the low post, and I believe the referee caught the second one.
That's 4 on Floyd. Ewing has 4. Smith has already fouled out. Vitalis Flair, well, here's a man that's got a bundle of points, including his last 7 in a row from the free throw line, and 10 of 11.
If they win, he's got my vote.
22 points thus far for John Bagley. Make it 23.
What's amazing about Tom Davis, and having coached against him, he handles the game itself as well as any coach in the country. He uses the clock. His kids are patient. They're a good extension of him.
24 points. Look at Ewing go high in the air. Well, Georgetown had a chance to draw under the double figures again, but lost that chance. They're down by 12 once more. Into Ewing. Ball is over and put in by Eric Smith. 7 points for Eric Smith. Again, the 10-point lead. 4.5 minutes to go. Michael Adams, and Eric Smith reaches in and draws his
fourth personal foul. Stops the clock, stops them from holding the ball.
And Michael Adams is 0 for 1 from the line.
How would you like to play Patrick Ewing now? Here he goes up high. The only thing he has to worry about is hurting his feet when he comes down. You don't know how to play him. You can't front him. You can't three-quarter him unless you're 7 feet or better.
Time is called, and I believe that John Thompson did that in order to kind of ice Michael Adams for a little bit, hoping he misses. They get the ball back, and they get under 10. 4:23 left. Boston College leads by 10.
From the depths of space, from the edge of the earth, Timex takes quartz to make a watch beyond time as we know it. The new Timex. The new Timex Quartz. A watch so accurate, you may have to reset it only once this year. Thin, sleek, beautiful. The new Timex Quartz. Built and priced in the Timex tradition. Timex. We make technology beautiful.
I have a tension headache. Feels like someone is compressing my brain.
Would you try extra strength Tylenol? You can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription.
I have to see what it does for me.
Look at the difference in the amount of medicine in the leading pain relievers.
Extra strength Tylenol has more pain reliever. I have to try it. No pain, no pressure. Extra strength Tylenol is a super product.
Try extra strength Tylenol, aspirin free, and you can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription.
Boston College with Bill Raftery. I'm Jim Simpson. 10-point lead, 69-59. John Thompson took a timeout with young Michael Adams out of Hartford, Connecticut, the freshman, going to the line.
The Eagle gets some work out here.
Incredible when you believe that, and we said it at the outset, this was a media happening as well as a Boston College Georgetown happening. Patrick Ewing coming home. But this is a week out of school for the Boston College students. They have come back from wherever around the area and have filled this place up. At one time, a Georgetown man was saying they only gave us 75 tickets. That's not so. They got the regular 200 tickets. There's Adams, big point here. He knows it, and he does not get it. And there's Ewing with the rebound. Now let's see if they can cut it within the 10-point mark with 4:17 left. Lloyd has had a bad shooting night, only 33%. Ball knocked up and away, and belongs to Georgetown. Now they're going to say Eagles ball. He was pointing the other way. Now he points this way.
I think he had the right color uniform, but the wrong direction.
Oh, Georgetown had the chance and lost it again. Let's face it, not all of it has been Georgetown's miscues. Boston College has caused a lot of them. But nevertheless, Georgetown just must be talking to itself, because here comes Boston College with a chance to run the clock down again, and they send Blaylock to the dog saying, go foul him, send him to the line.
And that's one of the players you might like to foul. Certainly only shooting 62% from the foul line. It stops the clock. Something BC's been doing. When Patrick Ewing busts to the low post, Richie Shrigley is down there trying to take his legs from underneath him with his strong body.
Shrigley has 11 points. He is hit on his last 3 in a row, make it 4 in a row from the foul line. And the message must be getting through with 3:52 to go. That the spurts may come, the spurts may go, but BC comes right back with spurts of its own.
They're a tough team anywhere in the country, but at home, they're rather impossible, Jim.
Since it was 10-all, and then another free throw made 11-10 Boston College, Georgetown has never led. Eric Smith blocked away, picked up by Floyd, who takes it all away, and then it drops out. But all the Georgetown men are there, and coming out with it is Michael Adams to Bagley, but a whistle blows back down court. Basket does not count. Freddie Brown is saying, hey, doesn't it belong down the other end?
Georgetown had every reason to get that offensive rebound. When things aren't going your way, it fell to the smallest player on the floor, Michael Adams.
The foul is on Martin, and that is, by my count, his third, but the clock says 2. In any event, Adams is at the line. He is 0 for 2 from there. They get 0 for 3 from there, and finally Georgetown comes down with it. See, they can't get a rebound under their own basket. Floyd puts it in. Floyd has 14 points, a 9-point lead now with 3:21 to go.
Georgetown only has one timeout to play with. I'm sure they're saving it.
Bagley doing an outstanding job. BC wins, as we said. He's our Vitalis most valuable player. But now, they're going to give him 2 as Freddie Brown got a little bit too... John Thompson is hot, saying it should be 1.
Well, this is the application of a rule this year. If in any way it looks intentional, the referee is to call it that way.
Well, Michael Adams now has a chance to go 0 for 4. He is 0 for 3. 4 fouls on Brown. Brown has 4 personal fouls. Well, that's 0 for 4, and now you know it's really building on Michael Adams. Really building.
He's he's not confident on the foul line. He's uncomfortable. He's got to stand there and relax and shoot it as though he knows it's going.
He's getting it off in a hurry again and misses again. Belongs to Georgetown as Michael Adams has missed 5 consecutive free throws that could have put this out of reach.
Who do you think they'll foul the next time down the floor?
And the first 3 of those were 1 and 1, so he never got a second chance. Now I guarantee it, 2:57 to go. If Georgetown should score here, we got a different ball game down the remaining stretch. Ball picked up by Eric Smith to the corner. The shot by Brown, good.
Blaylock making that one, Jim.
7-point game, 2:45 to go. That's going to be another 2-shot foul. John Thompson's got to worry and wonder why the 2-shot foul. I was a flying tackle here.
I don't think this was obvious.
Not much.
I think he was going for the ball all the way.
Raftery is smiling as he says it, because obviously Brown simply tackled him.
One year we played Georgetown, and John Thompson called 3 straight timeouts against my freshman. I said, John, take it easy. He's only a baby.
Well, Adams is 0 for 6. Good one.
I think everybody wanted that one.
71-63.
And knowing John Thompson, I'm sure he's happy for Michael Adams nailing it first.
Adams finally comes through. He could have iced the game a long time ago. 72-63, 9-point lead. A bad pass by Floyd. Just simply threw it into a mass of men. Two and a half minutes to go. Boston College brings it out. This ball game belongs to them unless you're going to see one of the great finishes of all time. And John Bagley becomes our most valuable player for Vitalis. They don't have to shoot. They got a 9-point lead at 2:05. Bagley gets it back out. Less than 2 minutes to go. Oh, there's the turnover. And Adams reaches in, I believe. But they're pointing back this way. They're pointing to Blaylock as the man who fouled. If that's the case, the ball belongs at the other end of Boston College at the free throw line. Blaylock throws his first foul.
Michael Adams on the foul line once more.
He's had the last 2. That's all he'll remember. Now watch him pump him. I think Michael Adams figures, I got this thing wired. Now watch that ball drop through the bottom there. No sweat.
I don't think he'll talk about the misses tomorrow, just the ones he made.
This is the ones he said, I iced the game for you. No sweat at all. 74-63, less than 2 minutes to go. Game belongs to Boston College. Walking charge against Georgetown.
John Bagley stepped in, causing the turnover.
most valuable player, 24 points. He's done a lot of things. Vitalis will so honor him. Gets the ball out. Bagley did it. 1:44 to go. Boston College has just played outstanding basketball tonight, taking Georgetown completely out of their rhythm, out of their tempo.
Well prepared and equipped to win at this Roberts Auditorium.
1:20 to go. 11-point lead. Oh, Clark wanted to shoot, but he knows what's happening. Georgetown's almost trying to foul and not drawing a foul. And keep away. Laylock put the hands on the man and couldn't get the foul, and now Clark! 7 points for Clark. 1:01 to go. Floyd. Smith. The ball is knocked away by Murphy. The ball is knocked out of bounds by Floyd. 47 seconds to go.
Sheer bedlam, Jim. These people enjoying it. I think they've been waiting for this ball game since Ewing signed.
Well, I tell you, Villanova's playing Syracuse. If Villanova should win, they would lead the Big East, despite the fact Georgetown has beaten Villanova twice. If Villanova should lose, then Georgetown and Villanova stay in the lead with 8-4 records. But of course, that means that also Syracuse would be 7-4 also if that should happen. So the Big East is up for grabs with the tournament to come. BC has this game.
Vitalis says it's true. A man has to keep himself under control.
I just told him something shocking, but it's under control. First mate Philip, the lifeboats are full.
But I'm under control.
The Vitalis pump gives your hair the control you want. It's America's leading men's pump. Vitalis sells more than all others combined to give men a terrific natural look.
I'm under control.
Use Vitalis, America's best-selling men's pump, and you'll say, I'm under control.
Michelob brings you the 7-day weekend, Southern style. The style and grace that is the South is reflected in one great beer, Michelob. That smooth and mellow taste has its own special way of saying, y'all come back and see us anytime.
There's nothing better on a rainy night in Georgia.
Put a little weekend in your week.
Yeah.
There's John Bagley, 24 points, excellent floor work, moved the ball around very well, our Vitalis MVP. The Hoyas of Georgetown, their 6-game winning streak about to be broken. They'll be 20-6. There's a collision here as Adams ran into one of the officials, and the ball is carried in by Floyd and misses, and Brown follows. 12 points for Brown, but it's all academic. 35 seconds left. Michael Adams, a little freshman. Brown, if he's called for the foul, is fouled out of the game. And that's what it is, with 12 points and 27 seconds to go.
Georgetown not having any timeouts left to call after a goal. Futile at this point.
Boston College will be 14-8, but in the Big East only 5-6. But coming on late in the season to get it all together. And remember, to win is an honor. To win is to get the #1 seed in the tournament. But to win the Big East, you've got to win the tournament. You can throw everything else out.
Last year we know BC won it and was upset. Maybe this year they can be the spoiler, being in the middle of the pack, coming in and upsetting some of the favorites.
Jay Murphy has 8 points. Young sophomore, and will be at the line, 1-1. That's 9 points, 77-65. Oh, they're easy when you're out in front, 78-65. Georgetown has not been in this ball game since the first 4 minutes. There's Ewing with 4 personal fouls and 21 points for Patrick Ewing. They're pointing to the man on the floor, and that is Blaylock. So they come back to the other end with 16 seconds to go.
I think Patrick Ewing's reception was big league here. Here we see him going up strong in traffic, throwing it home. I think the fans handled themselves admirably here at Boston College.
Well, I'll tell you this, Pat Ewing has come home and looked very good. Some outstanding individual plays and 21 points.
What I liked most was seeing in the paper that yesterday he went to see his high school team play. I thought that showed an awful lot of character.
There's a foul called against Martin Clark. That is just his first. And so down to the other end comes Bill Martin. 14 seconds to go. Well, a reminder about the doubleheader tomorrow night involving Iona, Las Vegas. That's Nevada, Las Vegas. And Notre Dame and Seton Hall, which last night upset Connecticut in the Big East. That's here on ESPN. Bill Martin, the freshman, 6 points all in this half, all from the floor. First time at the foul line. Oh, this will be something for Boston College and its fans to savor. They said they could have sold out the Boston Gardens tonight. 4,400 here.
Tom Davis wanted to win. And after beating Roberts, I can see why he wanted to play here.
Now just think of poor little Missouri, number 4 in the ESPN poll in the nation, at one time number 1, coming into McDonough Gym, which is even tinier, on Saturday afternoon to play to Georgetown. That's going back home with fire in its eyes and disappointments in their heart.
Cozy, you call those kids.
2,200 is about what they see. They cut it to 9 points now, but 14 seconds to go. Coming in is Mark Smith, freshman out of Attleboro, Massachusetts. Martin Clark goes out with 11 points. And now there is fouling Eric Smith, and that should be 5 on him. But he's going to have fouled Bagley, which sends him to the other end with a chance to up his 24-point total.
Strictly a case of BC coming out of the gate, taking the game to Georgetown, and Georgetown not being able to regain the composure that we've seen with John Thompson's teams over the past 8 or 9 years.
Never came close to regaining the composure.
John may have the best February record of any active coach. He's averaged 1 loss of February in the last 4 years. Not bad.
Wow. 12 out of 13 from the line for Bagley. And the last 9 in a row. And still looking around, even in the waning moments of the ball game, Anthony Jones is not in there. We pointed out that he played very little. He's standing down toward the end of the bench.
Some of the Georgetown kids were using tissues in the timeout. I have to feel that some of them weren't as healthy as they would like.
25 points for Bagley and 10 in a row from the foul line.
And that has nothing to do with BC's win.
26.
They've just played a simply great game.
10 seconds left, 11-point lead. Ewing with another great move, and he now has 23 points. That's going to be it. 80-71. And who would have thought of Bill Raftery? Boston College wins.
Unbelievable performance. Excellent game. Enjoyable to do.
All right. BC has to go to St. John's on Saturday. Georgetown goes home to play Missouri. Jim Simpson along with Bill Raftery, the final score, 80-71. Boston College in an upset. College basketball has been brought to you by Timex. Timekeeper to ESPN. Timex, we make technology beautiful. By Anheuser-Busch St. Louis, Bookers of Michelob. Put a little weekend in your week.
Travel arrangements made through United Airlines. See Hawaii through the eyes of the people who know her best. The people of United. Fly the friendly skies.